Hey everybody, Derek Prall with SafeHome.org. Today we've got a new VPN to review, and this one is a personal favorite of mine, Surfshark. Wow. They're really great for regular everyday browsing and streaming, but they've also got some really cool bonus features that make them really up there in the premium service tier. So yeah, let's take a look. So let's start by saying Surfshark is a really great VPN option for just about anybody. They take the privacy of their customers really seriously. They're a no-log service, and they're based in the British Virgin Islands, which means they're not beholden to the 5914 Eyes Alliance. If you don't know what that means, check out our hands-on review of Surfshark, and we'll explain it there. You can pay for your subscription in Bitcoin, and they really play well with P2P file sharing platforms. This is all the stuff that you really want to hear when you're thinking about purchasing a VPN. Okay, so before we get started working with the VPN itself, I wanted to run through a quick list of their pros and cons. In the pros column, like we just said, they have a tremendous commitment to privacy. They offer unlimited device protection. They're supported on Windows, Mac OS, and common Linux distributions, as well as Fire TV and Android TV. They also have browser extensions for Chrome and Firefox. They provide a multi-hop functionality. We'll get into that more in a minute. And they also offer a really awesome mobile app. Now, in the cons column, some of the more advanced functionality only works on Windows machines. Specifically, there's split tunneling and camouflage mode. There are also limited protocol options on Mac-based platforms, and they kind of toss new users into the deep end. There's no tutorial, and you kind of have to go hunting to find certain functions. All right, now that we have an idea of what they're bringing to the table, let's dig into Surfshark VPN itself. So once you've installed Surfshark, this is what your dashboard's going to look like. As you can see, it's a pretty simple layout. Right now, I'm disconnected, but I have the option to connect to the fastest server, the nearest country, or I can pick from a list of servers in specific locations. Keep in mind, just because it says Albania, though, it doesn't necessarily mean that the physical server is located there. It's just a virtual location with an IP address that matches the country shown in the menu. This is going to increase both the speed and reliability for countries that might have unreliable connections. So let's go ahead and connect. All right. So the first thing that I wanted to point out here are these two bars, static and multi-hop. Let's show you static first. So this is a list of static IP addresses that you have access to using Surfshark. This means that you're going to be assigned the same IP address every time that you connect to one of these servers, and no one else is going to have access to it. This can be really helpful if you're navigating advanced security settings, or if you're frequently out of the country using voice over IP for work. Now let's check out multi-hop. This is a pretty unique feature that allows you to bounce traffic through not one, but two servers, adding an extra layer of protection. It's basically like you're using two VPNs. If you really want what you're doing to stay private, this is your functionality right here. Be careful though, since you're going through two servers, you're probably going to notice a pretty significant decrease in your speeds. And speaking of speed, it's always a concern when you're using a VPN. If you're routing traffic through some obscure servers, you might sometimes notice some pretty significant slowdowns. The good news here, though, is that with Surfshark, it wasn't really a problem. When we were reviewing Surfshark, we didn't really notice any significant lag or anything like that. And when we actually tested how fast we were moving, the changes were pretty negligible. Without Surfshark, our download speed was right at 130 megabits a second. And our upload speeds were a little north of 162. Thank you, fiber internet. Now, as you can see, when we were using Surfshark, both our download and upload speeds took a bit of a ding. Download went down to just over 100, and upload went down to 112-ish. But honestly, these aren't what we'd consider significant declines. All right. So you've seen how Surfshark works, and you've seen how it performs. So now let's take a look at the VPN's more advanced features. So when you click up here in this little gear, you're going to open up your settings. This is where you're going to find some of the more technical aspects and offerings of Surfshark. Under General, we have one of the most important functions, actually. It's Kill Switch. When this is turned on, if your connection to the VPN is ever interrupted, your internet connection is going to automatically terminate. This is important for torrenters and other folks who are really serious about their privacy. You also have settings here where you can have Surfshark automatically turn on and all that jazz. Nothing super interesting under networks. This is where you can set up preferences for actions when it connects to specific networks. This isn't super important on a desktop. It's more important on like your mobile device or if you're on a laptop. Under features, we actually have some really cool stuff. CleanWeb is like an ad blocker on steroids. This is going to kill any unwanted ads on your websites, as well as kill those like really annoying mid-reel videos on streaming services. This feature right here, honestly, to me, is worth the cost of entry alone. We also have Alert and Search. Now, these are two add-on options you can select when you're purchasing your subscription. For both of them, it's like $1 more a month, and in my opinion, they're worth it. Alert is essentially a pared down identity theft service protection that monitors the dark web for your IDs, your credit card information, and your email address. It's always good to know if that personally identifying information is showing up where it shouldn't. And Search gives you access to a private, non-traceable search engine for those more sensitive inquiries. Nothing super interesting under accounts or updates. But under advanced, you're going to find the protocols you can switch between. Unfortunately, there aren't a ton supported on Mac machines. But if you're on Windows, you're going to have access to protocols like ICVEC2, L2TP, OpenVPN, ShadowSox, and WireGuard. Here you're also going to find a function called NoBorders. When this is on, Surfshark is going to recognize if it's connected to an internet that has really heavily scrutinized or regulated traffic that will recognize that you're using a VPN, but it'll allow you to bypass it. This is really great for people who live or travel to places where the internet is really heavily censored, like China or Russia. Okay, so before we wrap up, we did want to make mention of one last thing, though. Surfshark has a great mobile app. Honestly, it's almost an exact clone of the desktop experience. It's super well designed, it's intuitive, and most importantly, it functions really well. You always want to look for a VPN with a really strong mobile option because you never really know who's going to be sharing that Wi-Fi connection with you at the coffee shop. And the last thing that you want is a hacker or an identity thief gaining access to your phone's data. So that about does it. Like I said, Surfshark is a great choice for most folks, and their bonus features and advanced settings make them a great VPN you can use from everything from day-to-day browsing and streaming to international espionage and spycraft. Okay, well, maybe not that extreme, but if you're looking for privacy and protection, Surfshark has got all of the important bases covered. And if this sounds interesting to you, be sure to read my full hands-on review of Surfshark. And if you want more VPN content like this in the future, be sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel. And hey, if you think I missed something, or if you want to see a specific VPN reviewed in the future, leave me a comment below. And yeah, thanks for watching.